Hello and welcome to today's cast. So, today I want to talk to you about vision boards. So, we're starting a new year, and often, this time of year, people really kind of set new goals or new priorities, and really, start with a lot of motivation to accomplish certain things. But here we are, about 3 weeks into the new year, and this is really a time when people start to really lose that motivation and really start to fall off from what their goals they originally set. So I want to talk to you today about vision boards and how that can help you really to have the best year ever. Now, most people, when you talk to people, they say they know what they want, but the problem is they're not real clear on that. So it's usually something I want to be, more healthy or be happier, um, but it's usually not a very specific thing. Um, and that's where vision boards become really important, because it's also what something you may want, something else might actually find to be a disaster. So you may say, I want a big, beautiful home, where someone else may think that owning a home could be a nightmare. They prefer to kind of be a nomad and travel freedom and just kind of live from time to time wherever they want and leave basically when they want to also. So vision boards are very specific to you. So there's some things you can do that are generalized things that are applicable to vision boards, but the reality of it is it's your vision board. And really what this is designed to do is help you turn those dreams into reality. So um, uh, before you have those realities, you really have to have the dreams. But the problem is how do you transition those dreams into reality? And how you can do that or help that is through vision boards and visualization. So why do you need a vision board? Now, some people call them dream boards, some people call them action boards. I'll use the general term of vision boards, okay? But if you really talk to really any group of successful people, you're inevitably going to find that a large percentage of them actually use vision boards or visualization to help them accomplish the things that they set out to do. And this happens because vision boards will really help you kind of maintain a focus on a target. And it also gives you this concrete kind of form to your dreams too. So that's really how they can help you. So uh, in fact, you may have even done a vision board yourself and not even realized doing it. If you've ever, you know, had a screensaver with a nice car that you really wanted, or a home, or a piece of land, things like that, or your home screen on your phone, you're really kind of creating kind of a modified version of a vision board. So the only difference here is we're talking about a vision board where you're very intentional on what the reason is behind it. So um, the whole concept of a vision board is really to take your ideas kind of from dream time and then really bring them into reality through helping you kind of stay on course and maintain a focus with an action plan. So, who uses vision boards? Like I already said, a lot of successful people do, but specifically um, 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 celebrities do. Katy Perry is known for her first vision board of age 9, where it was basically kind of a board that had all her musical heroes on it, but overlaying all of them, she predominantly displayed her name with a huge number 1 related to her kind of a recording or musical career. Other celebrities like Steve Harvey, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, they use vision boards. And then in 2016, TD Bank, they did a survey that found that 1 in 5 small business owners also use some sort of vision board in starting their business. And then Dr. Tara Stewart, who's a neuroscientist, and she's a medical doctor and also an executive coach, she said that you basically would be really surprised how many high-powered executives secretly have action or vision boards at home or saved on their computer. So the reality of it is a lot of successful people, people that are able to execute and get the results they want, are using vision boards. And so really the first step is then really understanding why you need a vision board, and that's really up to you, is to understand the why behind that. The next step is really making the real world the real world things that are important to you, part of the visualization. So, and this can take time. So when you create a vision board, it's really making physical and making visual all those beautiful things that are kind of singing to your spirit. So the things you dream about, the things you envision, all those is now taking them and placing them on this vision board, something that's tangible, and it's going to remind you every day that these are the things you're working for. So like I said, step one's understanding the why. So it's essential you understand the why you're doing this. So one thing that will help is to make sure that on your vision board, the things you place on the vision board really meet these 4 criteria. And the first one is it's the right things. And the right things are always specific. Okay, so if you place fuzzy things on there, like I want to be wealthy or I want to have a big house, then you're really not stating the goal as well as clear as it could be. So fuzziness or generalizations really kind of keep that thing in a dreamland. And so the more real you can be, the more clear you can be, that's going to really connect to kind of your emotional aspect and help you. So whatever things you're putting on there, it's important that they be very, very clear and specific. It also needs to be something that's not dependent on external forces or luck. So if you say, well, I want my goal is to win the Powerball, well, that's not a goal, that's a wish. So it's important to understand that goals are outcomes that from your action can affect you. So let's say you want to double your earnings in the next 6 months. You can lay out a plan that involves you taking steps, okay, that can help you produce that. So a simple thing is if you said, I want to double my income, then work twice as many hours. Now some of you say, well, wait a minute, I don't want to work twice as many hours. Okay, well then you need to figure out a different plan. But the end result is to double your income. Kind of the third qualifier is on your vision board is you can quantify your vision board goals with the what, when, how, and why kind of concepts. So the more specific you are with your dream goals, the better you can plan, and the more accurately you can include the right ingredients in the vision board to make it happen. So remember, the fuzzy goals are can be a challenge for you. You want to understand the what, when, why, and how to make these things happen. So you may start out with kind of a fuzzy goal, and then you're going to think about it and process this, where you'll then become more attuned to how you're going to get that goal, and you're going to clarify that goal. The next thing is on your vision board that you need to be flexible. And what I mean by that is you kind of need to let the universe or karma work with you. And that means that if your goal is to have lot 6 in Mountain View Estates, and someone else buys it, then you're kind of not going to be able to hit that goal. But if you say, I want to live in this area, things like that, you're creating that flexibility to allow the world to work with you. So how's it work, and what are some vision board mistakes? So the biggest thing is we really live in an age that we're really overwhelmed and distracted all the time. So having a vision board really can help kind of remind us every day to keep our focus on the essentials, the things that really matter to us. So the vision board that's going to help you stay focused, but it's also important that there's some things you need to do. And one of those things is really your mindset, if you would. One of the things that'll sabotage you is really negative voices in your past. So the first thing is to make sure your big goal is visually in the most prominent position on their vision board, at the top of your board or in the center. And it's going to help you make your ultimate goals. It's important to make them larger on the board. So physically, the size of the picture or whatever would be larger. So why is this important? Because this is really sending us kind of a subliminal messages with this visual element that will help you kind of physically take this in and understand this is what's important to me. This is why I'm doing that. It's going to make it really stand out, and it's going to really help you keep focused on the end results. So you want to kind of experience emotions when you look at this, but you want those emotions to be positive. So every time you look at the board, you should kind of evoke certain feelings such as inspiration optimism, excitement, pleasure, fun. And you really want to pay attention to how this board makes you feel. Because if it makes you feel negative or hopeless, then that's a big red alert that something's not right, that you may need to remove that object or really question why it is making you feel that way. Perhaps you need to dial it back a little bit. So for example, you might look at a photo of a big house you selected and discover that it either provokes no real reaction, so it doesn't promote those positive emotions, or it kind of incites a dull feeling of despair or hopelessness. Well, that's really kind of your soul telling you there's a message there, and you haven't quite got it right yet. So a vision board is not something you just do in the afternoon and then you're good for the year. It's something you're constantly looking at, applying new thoughts, and making modifications to. But the important thing is if you experience any negative emotions, you need to address why that is, because your vision board should really produce to you that the things that you're desiring, and they instill those positive emotions. So it needs to be the stuff you want, not the stuff someone else wants. So, you might have on your vision board a boat, but you know that really subconsciously you don't want a boat. That's really for your significant other, and you want a canoe, so you can take out on the river and enjoy the river and things like that. Well, the fix is your significant other needs to make a vision board that has a boat on it, and you need to get the boat off of yours and put your little canoe on it, because remember, it's for you and you alone. Now, step 4 is really, like I've already talked about a little bit, is the importance of mindset. You've got to have positive feelings when you look at a vision board, and that may mean that you have to kind of mentally do something related to mental decluttering, meaning that we often have outdated beliefs, we have certain self-limitations or patterns that really aren't serving us, and we really need to kind of declutter those. So just like physical decluttering, you need to do mental decluttering, and you do this by changing the story you're telling yourself. So you want to get rid of those negative thoughts. So you might say to yourself, I'm letting go of X to make room for Y. So whatever it is, but really kind of you're taking those negative thoughts and then replacing them with something, not just trying to remove them, but no, nothing else is going in its place. Another thing is you need to understand what's called your deserve levels. Often we're really hard on ourselves and say, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that. I'm where I'm at because I deserve this. And if you have a kind of a negative thought on your deserve levels, you've got to work on that. And your vision board can help you do that. But it's important to understand you identify those that you deserve to have the things you want in life. That doesn't mean you're going to just get them without any work, but the reality of it is you do deserve to have what you want. It's just a matter of you putting in the work and developing a plan to get it. And then you need to create the proper mindset for successful goal setting. And really, that means clearing your mind of kind of mental blocks, if you would. There's things you can do that to help kind of promote more of a positive mindset. So the issues you might want to work on is, what do you fear about success? You might look at your vision board, and there's some things that might concern you because it's actually a fear. What are the obstacles you anticipate? Again, are you realistic on your deserve level? Are you being really just too hard on yourself? And then do you have what's called kind of the someday syndrome, meaning that you're procrastinating because you're going to do it someday. If you look at a calendar, there's no someday on the calendar. And so it's real important to understand that if you're using kind of the mental aspect of someday I'm going to do this, that's really just giving yourself permission to procrastinate and really not move forward. So you really, again, want your vision board to kind of produce a positive mindset. And there's things you can do to do that. The first thing you can do is really you take 20 minutes every day and really think about gratitude. What are the things you're grateful for? What is the good things in your life? You can do affirmations, preferably out loud. If you read, you could read books that are help kind of self-improvement. If you maybe join accountability groups, you can check in there. you can really, really just stand in front of a mirror and project a positive self-image, such as smiling at yourself, things like that. You can also say aloud your resolutions or mantras. And then meditation or mindfulness is also something that helps, really help to promote that positive mindset. So the most important thing is don't take your vision board for granted. You need to really look at each item on it, and every day you're going to kind of repeat specific positive self-statements. Example, today I'm taking steps to ensure that I move into my perfect office this October, or whatever it is. Like I said, the vision board is up to you. But the important thing is it's something you're going to use every day. That's going to help you maintain that momentum. It's going to help you maintain that desire. But again, it's not something you just do in an afternoon and suddenly it's working for you. The reality of it is the more you use vision boards as real-time tools, uh, for targeting and kind of inspiration, the better you're going to get at reaching your goals. So remember, we live in this age where we're really overwhelmed and distracted all the time. And a vision board is going to help you take action daily towards those dreams and your goals. So remember, vision boards will help you, and you just got to do the work. At the end of the day, just remember, you've got this.